If you believe you just need to work harder, push more, try more, this video might make you uncomfortable, because excessive effort usually reveals a silent truth. Deep down, you still doubt you deserve it. And this is exactly where one of the deepest premises of the law of attraction comes in. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you feel you already have. Rhonda Byrne, author of The Secret, discovered that manifesting is much simpler than she imagined, and that desperate effort is often a silent scream of lack. I'm trying so hard because I still don't believe it's mine. Today, I want to show you, gently and clearly, why spirituality and neuroscience both point in the same direction. Everything begins in the mind. Thought is the cause. Life is the effect. And when your inner vibration changes, your outer circumstances have no choice but to follow. Maybe your nights go something like this. You lie down in bed, grab your phone just to take a quick look at your balance, your bills, your messages, and suddenly your mind is doing a mental inventory of everything that's missing. The credit card bill, the rent, the tuition, what went wrong at work, the comparison with that person who has already made it. On the outside, you even try to think positive. It's going to work out. I am prosperous. I trust. But inside, there's a knot in your stomach. And your brain, which is not stupid, doesn't work with what you say out loud. It works with what you really feel, with the stories you silently repeat. It's as if your body were saying, I'm in danger. There's not enough risk. And it's from that frequency that you try to manifest. Today, we're going to dismantle that. Everything begins in the mind. Rhonda often repeats an idea that is almost offensively simple. Everything, absolutely everything, begins in the mind. Neuroscientifically, that's less mystical than it sounds. Before any action, there is a thought. Before any word, there is a thought. Before any decision, there is a mental pattern your brain already knows. It's as if your brain were a giant reality filter. It doesn't show you the world as it is. It shows you the world as you're programmed to see it. When you repeat thoughts like, it's hard, there's not enough, it doesn't work for me, your brain files that as truth. And it starts to collect evidence that supports what you believe, ignore opportunities that don't match your story, generate emotions that sustain that narrative. Thought, emotion, vibration, choice, result. Life is the effect, not the cause. It's not your bank account that creates mental scarcity. It's mental scarcity that, little by little, creates your bank account. The positive thinking that doesn't work. You might be thinking, but I think positive all the time, and nothing changes. Most of the time, that means you repeat a few positive phrases, but you spend 90% of your day feeding micro thoughts of lack. That's way too expensive for me. Every time money comes in, something happens. I can never save. Nothing lasts. I can't afford that kind of luxury. Your brain doesn't measure only the thought you write in your journal. It measures the predominant frequency. It's like a radio station. If most of the time you're tuned to the station of scarcity, it doesn't help to try to catch abundance radio for 3 minutes before bed. Mini shift. When you say, I'm trying to manifest, often the real sentence inside is, I still don't believe this is possible for me. That's why too much effort is sometimes a sign of lack. Language as the rudder. A former Navy SEAL once described the tongue as the rudder of a boat. Where you point your words, your life slowly goes. It's not just about big dramatic affirmations like, I'm a millionaire, while inside you're terrified of your next bill. It's about what you say all day long, in the small things. I never have time. I'm always tired. Money is a problem. I can't handle this. Each sentence is like a silent command to your brain. Find proof of this. Organize my reality around this. Rhonda tells the story of a wealthy friend who repeated all the time, I am so blessed. I'm really blessed. It sounded like a silly phrase, but it became a magnet. Every day she started to find more reasons to feel blessed, and, not by accident, more opportunities started to show up. Mini shift. Don't underestimate the sentences you repeat just to vent. They're programming codes. Gratitude, the shortcut to changing your frequency. Here comes the part that sounds like Zen cliché, but is brutally practical. Gratitude. From the brain's perspective, gratitude is a state that reduces constant threat surveillance, amygdala, increases the feeling of safety and possibility, changes the chemistry your body associates with money, work, and relationships. And energetically, it's simple. Gratitude puts you in the frequency of I already have, not I'm still missing it. You can practice gratitude in 3 lines. 1. Gratitude for the money you've already received in your life, remembering every phase when you had less and something still came. 2. Gratitude for the money you have now, even if it seems small, a coffee, a paid rent, a piece of bread. 3. Gratitude for the money that is coming, as if it were already on its way. I thank you now for what I can't see yet, but is already being prepared. You don't start being grateful after life gets better. Life starts getting better after you begin to be grateful. Now let's bring this down to earth with simple examples. You go out for a walk. Instead of walking while thinking about your problems, you try an experiment. With each step, you think, I'm stepping in abundance. With each breath, you think, I'm breathing abundance. You're not running away from reality. You're telling your brain, stop behaving as if the universe were a desert. There is more than what my bank statement shows today. This type of practice creates new associations. Walking equals opportunity, not worry. You don't pick up a violin for the first time and instantly become a maestro. In the same way, you don't change decades of scarcity beliefs with 2 days of affirmations. But notice, the maestro doesn't kill himself playing violin with hatred. He trains because he loves the music. Effort aligned with joy becomes practice. Effort driven by fear becomes struggle. Manifesting abundance doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing what needs to be done from an inner place of, I have a place in this world. I have value. I'm building something. And not, if I stop for 1 second, everything collapses. Paying bills as giving. This is one of the most powerful analogies. When you pay a bill, your brain can register. I'm losing money. Or, I'm helping other people live. You choose the meaning. Imagine it like this. When you pay your electricity bill, you're helping support families who work at that company. When you pay at the grocery store, you're helping kids who will eat because of those salaries. When you pay for the internet, you're supporting the education of someone who serves you on the other side. You can say, silently, I'm donating this money. May it put food on someone's table, and may it come back to me multiplied. Energetically, you move from, I'm a victim of bills, to, I'm a source of circulating wealth. That changes everything. Now, a fun metaphor. Imagine money were a person. If every time it shows up, you complain. Wow, that's it. It's already gone. It's never enough. Why would it keep coming? It's like a friend who gets scolded every time they visit. At some point they think, maybe I shouldn't go there so often. When you start saying, thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you've already paid. Thank you for all the doors you're still going to open. You stop treating money like an enemy and start treating it like a partner. Let's go back to one of Rhonda's images, Aladdin and the genie. In the original fable, there weren't just 3 wishes. There were unlimited wishes, exactly to illustrate how life works. Every thought you have is like a whispered request. The universe, or if you prefer, the law that governs the mind, responds, your wish is my command. When you think, I can't afford this. Everything always gets more expensive for me. I'm always behind. You're not just describing reality. You're ordering more scenes that match that story. You don't attract what you say you want. You attract what you believe you deserve, and what you mentally repeat as if it were true. Suffering as an optional teacher. Almost everyone who talks about abundance has a story of collapse, debt, sleepless nights, sense of rock bottom. That doesn't mean suffering is mandatory. It means a lot of people only stop to look inward when the pain gets too big to ignore. From the brain's point of view, prolonged suffering is a state of attachment to a narrative. I'm the broken one. I'm the victim. My life is just like this. That repeated story becomes identity, and identity is what the brain protects the most. The shift is understanding. I can learn without having to hit absolute rock bottom. I can use the pain I've already lived as a teacher, not as my permanent address. You don't control everything that happens to you, but from today on, you can start choosing what you'll do with it. Neville Goddard called it the pruning shears of revision, the practice of going back in your mind to a situation and rewriting it. It's not about denying what happened. It's about editing the way you store that memory. Neuroscientifically, every time you remember something, you re-record that memory. You can use this in your favor. Example: you remember a humiliation related to money. Instead of reliving it as a victim, you close your eyes and imagine, oh, you standing up for yourself better. Oh, you being respected. Oh, you leaving that scene with dignity. You repeat this new version until the pain softens. You don't change the world's past, but you change your emotional past inside you, and that changes the decisions you make in the present. Now, let's make this usable 3 practices. 1. 3-tier gratitude ritual, 5 minutes a day. In the morning or at night, choose a fixed moment. 1. Past. I'm grateful for all the money that has ever passed through my hands. Remember simple moments: a paycheck, a gift, a meal someone paid for. 2. Present. I'm grateful for what I have today. Look at something concrete: the bed you're in, the food you ate, the phone you're using to watch this video. 3. Future. I'm grateful for the money that is coming, even if I can't see it yet. Imagine it arriving with lightness, without desperation. Feel it until some real emotion shows up, even if it's just a little warmth in your chest. 2. Money comes back. Ritual when paying bills. Every time you swipe your card or pay a bill, think, I'm donating this money. May it feed families, pay for someone's education, create peace in other homes, and may it come back to me multiplied. And for 2 seconds, imagine someone on the other side being thankful. You're training your brain to associate spending with contributing, not with losing. 3. Aladdin ritual before sleep. Before going to sleep, do 2 things. 1. Review the day. Pick a moment when you felt small, ashamed, or not enough. Recreate the scene in your mind, but with you. Oh, standing up for yourself better, or oh, calmer, or oh, being respected. Repeat until the painful version loses power. 2. Ask as if it were already yours. Choose a real desire. Instead of I want, think, oh, thank you for the financial peace that's already on its way. Oh, thank you for the aligned work that's already coming. Fall asleep with that feeling, as if it were inevitable. You're using the moment when the conscious mind relaxes to plant the seeds of a new reality. The truth is, you were never broken on the inside. You were conditioned. Conditioned to believe money only comes through suffering. Conditioned to repeat scarcity stories that aren't even yours, but your family's, your culture's, the news cycles. When you start changing what you think, what you feel, what you say, the world doesn't change with a magic snap, but it starts responding to you differently. Gratitude changes your frequency. Mental revision heals old wounds. Conscious language points your boat in a new direction. Small daily practices open space for a new reality. You don't have to prove anything to the universe. You don't have to destroy yourself to be worthy. You only need, little by little, to remember that everything begins inside you. The abundance you're chasing out there is, before anything, a new way of relating to who you are and to the place you occupy in this world. If you start with just one step, just one, you're no longer in the same place. If what I shared today poked something inside you, don't ignore that feeling. Come back to this video with a notebook, pause on the parts where I suggested practices, and write down which scarcity stories you've been repeating. If you want to keep deepening this kind of self-knowledge grounded in science, spirituality, and real day-to-day practice, consider subscribing to this channel and turning on notifications. And tell me in the comments, which of these practices are you going to try first? The gratitude ritual, the money comes back ritual, or the Aladdin before bed ritual? I read everything. And your comments also help me create the next videos to walk this journey with you.